I'd like to welcome you as the men and women of the 51st Combat Communications Squadron pay special tribute to TSgt Dennis Jones on the occasion of his retirement from active duty within the United States Air Force. At this time, we ask that all cell phones be turned off or placed in silent mode. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is the Director of Operations, 51st Combat Communications Squadron, Captain Zingotita. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party, presentation of the colors, and the singing of our national anthem by Staff Sergeant Birdie.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Chaplain Canuster, please come forward for the invocation.
Before I do that, how about a round of applause for Staff Sergeant Birdie? Let's go, shall we? Dear God, it is with extreme gratitude and joy that we approach you today to honor tribute to TSgt Dennis W. Jones Jr. We thank you, dear God, for sustaining him these 20 years and 17 days of dedicated service in the Air Force to the cause of this great nation. We thank TSgt Jones for his faithful and selfless service to our country and for his dedication and untiring devotion to duty. Lord, you have made the Air Force what it is today by using talented people of his caliber. May he be justly proud of his accomplishments and the part he played in keeping America free. Give him a long life to enjoy the fruits of his labors, and may he leave military service with head held high, knowing we are forever grateful for his service and his sacrifice. We also pray a special prayer for his wife Tiffany and the rest of the family represented here. We thank them for their sacrifice and their support of this outstanding career. And may they know how grateful we are for all of their contributions. And finally, dear God, is our prayer that you be with Dennis, DJ, and the rest of his family and all their tomorrows, that you would bless and sustain them, guard and guide them, and for strength, wisdom, and courage in the coming days, years ahead. For it's in your holy name we pray all these days. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Canuster and Staff Sergeant Bergeron. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Today, you will witness a time-honored military tradition as we honor the career of Tech Sergeant Dennis Jones, Jr. We are here to recognize the long and distinguished career of a great airman who has faithfully and honorably served his country in the United States Air Force for 20 years. At this time, we would like to take a moment to welcome Tech Sergeant Jones' family and special guests. His wife, Tiffany English, just a moment. His daughter, Jayla Jones. His son, Aaron Jones. His father, Dennis Jones Sr. His mother, Diane Goldsby. His stepfather, James Goldsby. His sister, DeAndrea Jones. His uncle, John Brown. His friends, Command Chief Master Sergeant, retired Robert Dandridge. His wife, Miss Brenda Dandridge. And the wonderful mother, Miss Martin. And lastly, the men and women of the 51st Combat Communications Squadron, friends and additional family members. The retirement ceremony is a time-honored military tradition in which we pay respect and tribute to Sergeant Jones for his 20 years of faithful and honorable service to his nation. The significance of holding this ceremony is a symbolic gesture intended to symbolize the closing of a career. As the ceremony ends today, so will end the distinguished military career of Tech Sergeant Jones. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce your host, Captain Axel Zingotita.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming out. I'm going to start with wife Tiffany, Jayla, Aaron, dad, mom, stepdad, family members, chief, all the family members from the 51st and across the mob. Thank you for coming out. And what a wonderful opportunity for me to step in here and recognize the trajectory and the whole military tradition of retiring someone as special as Tech Sergeant Dennis Jones. So I thank you for being here, Sergeant Jones. Thanks for allowing me the opportunity to recognize you in front of your peers, in front of your family on your retirement, which is absolutely an honor for me. Give you a last hurrah in front of your friends. So I want to take you back in time to 1993. It was when Sergeant Jones came in the Air Force. And some of the things that were happening back then when Sergeant Jones joined the Air Force. In 1993 was the year that Bill Clinton took office in January. Right after that, it was the first terrorist attack to the World Trade Center in 1993. So it was a dangerous world, and it continued to be today. Other things that were happening back then, Jurassic Park was the #1 movie. The #1 song, the song that spent the most weeks as the #1 song was I Will Always Love You from Whitney Houston. The quote, Got Milk, that was the first appeared in 1993. Another important thing about 1993, we both graduated from high school. He was just smarter than me. He joined the Air Force before I did. I waited 5 years. I came in 98, he did it right off the bat. And today, June 14th, is official Flag Day. So all those things happening back in 1993, but what a thing to capstone that on a Flag Day to retire Sergeant Jones is the flag that represents our nation, that represents our service, and represents our team. And if we talk about team, this is the jersey that we wear every day. We don't take it off. We wear it to practice. We wear it to our games. We wear it to war. But if you take a look at our jersey, okay, we see two things in front of us. We see the U.S. Air Force tied to that flag is the team that we represent. But we also have the name of our families, okay? So today, I'm taking the time to recognize mostly the right side of our uniform, which is the Jones family, okay? So in 1993, Sergeant Jones decided to come in the Air Force, and he went right off the bat, he went to Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana. He spent about 5.5 years there.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And so you know, he immediately becomes an expert in his area. I'm not going to touch a lot about what he did at work because he immediately grasped the mission. He became a technical expert. He had all the accolades from his supervisors. But I did a little word search on his EPRs throughout that tenure, and the three words that came out the most during those years were selfless, team player, and volunteer. So when we talk about a whole person concept, this is what Jones brought to my team. He brought not only the expertise, the eagerness of learning the mission, becoming a good airman, but also the fact that he wanted to impact everybody around him. And I had the opportunity to meet the family earlier today, and I knew right off the bat, talking to you, mom, dad, stepdad, the things, the quality traits that those supervisors were seeing in the first 6 years is exactly what you show your son and what he talked to me about, what you were proudful about. And it's the fact that he is a great son and how he impacted not only what he did as a wonderful student, but people around him. The word volunteer, well, he took it to the next step because here are two things that also stood out on me for the first 6 years of his career. He stood out the first ever Big Brother, Big Sister program in Barksdale Air Force Base. And actually a quote from his EPR was that he voluntarily deployed or voluntarily assigned to go to Prince Sultan. So his deployment was actually him raising his hand and saying, I want to go. I want to defend my nation. This is what I get paid to do, and I want to do it. Again, things that speaks volumes about who Sergeant Jones and the family he represents. From 1999, he went to Korea for a year. And you have to think about this as a guy that it's Jumbo, it's a mom's boy, right? So goes out for a year, and it just sacrifice of being away from the family and the stress that we put on our family members. You know, mom is just trying to get a hold of his son. He's out in a year of Korea, doing wonderful things. Sometimes she couldn't get a hold of him, a little desperate. But he survived, came back to the States. That's where he went to Pope Air Force Base, North Carolina. And he spent there from 2000 to 2005. And you can arguably say that those were the best years of his career. Outside of probably the industry first. But those 5 years were extremely busy for Sergeant Jones because that family name expanded throughout that 5-year tenure. In 2002, and these are some of the things that were going on in his life. Sergeant Jones, again, comes into work, he gives you 100%. He was named a ComSec accountant, that's communication security, because he's in charge of making sure that our communications are safe, no enemy is getting tabbed into our secrets. As a ComSec accountant, a quote was, he self-taught duties to replace a ComSec manager and an alternate manager were both gone out of the office. He self-taught his duties and the mission never failed while he was in charge. That happened in 2002. At the same time, he was having his first daughter, Jayla, coming into this wonderful world. So what a busy time for you to have your first daughter. You fast forward one more year, 2003, then you get married to Tiffany, and 20 hours later after your marriage, you were off for deployment. So all these things happening, and again, the Jones family just keeps expanding. In 2004, back from his deployment, his son Aaron was born, and he was out doing his 7-level school at that point. So again, you have to think about the stress that the Air Force puts on our members and how Sergeant Jones was able to survive all those things going around him, still make an impact on his work and his performance here with our team. So he was able to juggle all those things and still able to be successful. From there, he went to England, and he spent there about 5.5 years, 6 years. 6 years. And again, what he brings to the team is something that's intangible, and that's his ability to impact others, his volunteer work, to the point that he was named in England the Air Base Group Volunteer of the Year while he was there. He beat 275 airmen for that award. So, with that said, the man you have here in front of you is really the epitome of what you want to have when you have all the team players. And every team member, it's outstanding to my team. But when you bring that type of caliber, where you're not only doing your job, but you're going outside your duty and impacting others, that means a lot to me, it means a lot to our Air Force. And then he comes back home in 2011 and joins the best unit in the entire Air Force, the 51st Combat Comm Squad. Always first. Always first. So that's to put a cherry on top. He joins a unit where we're going through probably your toughest time. During our tenure, had 2 higher headquarters inspections. And if you think about, when we talk about the team that we play, the jersey that we wear, this is a win or you die situation. We don't go through 7-game series, no Stanley Cup. This is you have to perform or you die. And the only way we as an Air Force can simulate that environment where we can test our guys to see how well they're going to perform when we go to war is during inspection. So our Super Bowl was conducted in 2012 when we did the LCAT. It's a logistics compliance assessment inspection. And Sergeant Jones was managing one of the toughest programs that we have in our squad, which was the training program. And he ran it to the point that we received 0 errors during that inspection. So again, the cherry on top was in our ultimate test, without having to go to war, he was able to deliver, and we got a perfect inspection, the first ever in our command. As an individual result, he was named the Information Assurance Manager of the Year for the wing. So if you can think about a 20-year career, 20 years and 17 days, what a way to wrap it up. And it's been difficult. It's been difficult. It's not been an easy road. Stressful on you, stressful on your family, the things that I just mentioned, the deployments, the time away from home, preparing for inspection, his big brother role. He spends a lot of time mentoring folks. Folks in his work center can relate to that when they go to him and cry on his shoulder. He's a big teddy bear. Jumbo did all that for me. DJ, as I call him, he was that and more. So, DJ, again, it's an honor for me to recognize you here in front of your family. Jones family, you should be proud of your son. Thanks for coming out. And 51st, let's keep enjoying the ceremony.
Thank you, Captain Singotita. It is a privilege to recognize Sergeant Jones' many contributions by presenting him with the Air Force Commendation Medal. The Air Force Commendation Medal is a distinguished award and is presented only to those individuals who have clearly demonstrated outstanding service to the United States Air Force and the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the reading of the citation of the official retirement orders. Attention orders. Technical Sergeant Dennis W. Jones, Jr., Meritorious Service, 19 December 2011 to 30 June 2013. Technical Sergeant Dennis Jones, Jr., distinguished himself by meritorious service as a cybersecurity supervisor, 51st Combat Communications Squadron, 5th Combat Communications Group, Robins Air Force Base, Georgia. During this period, he completed over 1,120 hours of training program standardization, resulting in his training program passing all evaluations during the 2013 Logistics Compliance Assessment Program inspection. Moreover, the accumulation of these efforts keep the squadron's outstanding rating and the first time ever perfect score of 100% by a unit in the history of the Air Force Space Command. Finally, Sergeant Jones' outstanding performance was key to his selection as the 689th Combat Communications Wing Information Assurance Manager of the Year in the Group garnering the Air Force Best Large Information Dominance Unit Award for 2012. The distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Jones culminate a distinguished career in a service in his country and reflect credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Attention orders. Department of the Air Force, Washington, D.C. Special Order Number AC-010572, dated 14 August 2012. Tech Sergeant Dennis W. Jones, you are relieved from active duty effective 30 June 2013, 51st Combat Communications Squadron, Robins Air Force Base, Georgia, and retired 1 July 2013 after 20 years and 17 days per Air Force Instruction 36-3203 in the grade of Technical Sergeant by the order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Thank you. Please be seated. Captain Z will now present the Certificate of Retirement to Tech Sergeant Jones. It reads, Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America to all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that Technical Sergeant Dennis W. Jones, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Air Force on the first day of July 2013. Signed, General Mark A. Welsh, Chief of Staff, United States Air Force. Tech Sergeant Jones, we are also pleased to present you with a Presidential Certificate of Appreciation, which reads, Technical Sergeant Dennis W. Jones, I extend to you my personal thanks and sincere appreciation of a grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in the history with a devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of the military service. Your commitment and dedication have been an inspiration for those who will follow in your footsteps and for all Americans who join me today in saluting you for a job extremely well done. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future. Signed, Barack Obama, Commander-in-Chief. The next letter of appreciation is from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, and it reads, I am proud to join your friends and family in congratulating you on your retirement from the United States Air Force. On behalf of our Air Force men and women, thank you for your 20 years of faithful and devoted service to your nation. The success you have achieved during your career attests to your sense and mission and commitment to excellence. Your retirement is well-deserved, but your selfless contributions will be sorely missed. As this chapter in your life closes and a new one begins, I hope the years ahead are filled with great memories and continued success in the things you have looked forward to doing. Signed, James Cody, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Sergeant Jones, will you please escort your wife so she can receive the spouse certificates? This certificate reads, in grateful appreciation, the United States the Air Force presents the Certificate of Appreciation to Miss English for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts on the nation's defense. Thank you all for the support which gave strength and purpose to your husband's service. Signed, General L.D. Welsh, Chief of Staff, and Colonel William C. Wainick II, Commander of the 5th Combat Communications Group. And now the certificate of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. This certificate reads, on behalf of all Air Force airmen and their families, the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force presents the certificate of appreciation to Tiffany English. I join your spouse, family, and friends in thanking you for the numerous contributions and sacrifice you made in support of our United States Air Force. Your dedication gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service in defense of our nation. Signed, James Cody, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Sergeant Jones, please escort your father so he can place the retirement pin under the lapel. This pin represents the contribution of 20 years of service to our country. It is not guarded because one does not serve for recognition. A casual observer may not even notice it, but those with a keen eye will see endless hours spent ensuring the readiness of our military might, honoring the skills and professionalism of a fellow comrade in arms. Tech Sergeant Jones, when that keen eye person gives you a nod, feel as good about your choice to serve as we feel about you have served. We would now like to present Tech Sergeant Jones with a shadow box containing the rank and decorations he has earned during his career. Sergeant Kennedy.
Help with that?
I think I got it.
Wow. Got it?
All right. Dennis. We worked long and hard on this. But in this box, you guys will see, command patches, coins that Dennis has received throughout his career, as long as the stripes back there. For you young folk, the bottom two stripes, you notice they don't have the star colored in back in the day. He also wasn't a flyer. If you guys think these are the flying name patches, that's how the name and rank used to be on the uniforms. So there's a lot of history in this shadow box that tells his entire career. So we got you some 5-1 coins in there as well. So you got two represented right there. And thank you for everything you've done.
The United States Air Force Shadow Box is rich in military tradition. The Shadow Box, as its name implies, shadows your military career. This box reflects selfless dedication to duty and the many personal sacrifices you may have endured during your military career. The medals represent your personal accomplishments. Your dedication to our country is forged into these medals. They are a true token of the military service. The ribbons, more than just mere cloth, are a reflection of the person who wore the uniform in the United States Air Force. The devices represent valor and reaffirm your commitment to service. The badges represent career paths the Air Force needed you to follow, and you did so with conviction and devotion. The rank insignias show your ability to follow and, more importantly, lead others to accomplish the mission. This shadow box is a representation of the 20 years of sacrifice and dedication to the United States Air Force and our nation's safety and security. Sergeant Kennedy, would you also present the gift on behalf of SCON?
Tiffany up in Atlanta. You know, luckily I had a big truck to, you know, because they flew in from England. So those of you that PCS from overseas, you know, you have all your bags, you're tired, you know. So I made sure that, you know, when I got them, you know, I was there for them, and got them situated, got them into the TLA, went to Walmart. They were all excited to see Walmart again. Been in England for 5 years, you know, you lose America, you lose that stuff. So we went to Zaxby's that night, you know, it was great, you know. But from Dennis coming in, he really filled a void that we were missing in our shop. And that was a mentorship from an individual that had a vast knowledge of Air Force history, just things around, you know, for educational mentorship through all the airmen. I know you broke down the ranks and talked to them individually and did so much for our work center in a short amount of time. And to think, you know, I think back, you got here with a year and a half left in your career, you know, to still every day, you know, come in and give your 100% every day with that retirement, you know, behind your, or coming up forward to just keep striving. I just want to appreciate you. We got you this gift from SUN. He's TSgt W. Jones Jr., 14 June 1993 to 30 June 2013. And on the backside, thank you for your hard work and dedication. The thoughtfulness and mentorship will not be forgotten. From the men and women of the 51st Combat Communication SUN.
They actually saluted you. Everybody in the audience, the SEON got saluted. You missed it.
I missed it. I'm sorry.
Chief, go forward.
First of all, Captain Z, thank you, sir, for allowing me to be right back. Great work. God bless. Thank you. Miss Tiffany, as always, we all go back from United Kingdom. God bless you. Beautiful family, to the entire Jones family and everybody who came out, and to this family, our military. Thank you so much for being here, coming out, making time to see one of yours, an outstanding airman who is about to bid goodbye to the active duty side, but welcome to the civilian side. Nothing wrong with that. Now I will say, real quick, Kennedy, where was he? Kennedy, stand up. Just in passing, he started out as a mentor, talking about a fellow mentor, but he was a sponsor. And he was a sponsor that took great care. And in your career, we would like to have our sponsors do just what he described. Take the duty seriously, execute the duties well. Make us as comfortable a new arrival back. And it may sound funny because we left with Walmart. But when we left England and came back, we was like, so, the little things become big once you have left America, the greatest nation in the world. So when you come back, you're like, wow, I sure love to get back. So thank you so much, John Kennedy, for doing your job, being a great CEO. I am a retired Air Force member. I served all over the world with many men and women who have done great jobs, great feats. And when I saw on the Facebook the announcement of TSgt Retirement, we didn't call it that. So, I couldn't, I wouldn't not see myself not be here. He's been a top performer for us in the United Kingdom when I met him. He took great care to work with our families, volunteer his time. He gave of himself. I described to my wife and mom, I kept saying, when you see him, he's a big teddy bear. And then I think the word you used was teddy bear. He's a great guy. Outstanding, happy. I don't care, whenever I had to make a trip out to Alconbury, one of the people I knew I could always go to in the work center to see would be Sergeant Jones, with that infectious, happy smile. No matter what is going on, no matter how tough the situation may be, and no matter how good and fun everything was, guy that was leading on the big smile, welcoming everybody and letting them know it's going to be a great day. I just wanted to come out and be a part of this great day. I thank you guys for allowing me to play. I have a coin to edge that box. Maybe. Who knows? But my coin I give out to our superior performers. And he has indeed excelled. He has done what our Air Force has asked of him. He has given up his time, his resources. He has sacrificed. You heard Captain Z allude to the things that he missed that he couldn't be a part of. Why? Because the U.S. Air Force said, we need you here. Places where he probably didn't want to go during the time that the family needed him most. But he stood up, no questions. She understood, thank you so much. And today, we get towards the end of that road, and then not to steal no thunder as I conclude, but I'm really, really honored to just also be with a person who actually got their timing right for 20 years. What day did you come in? June 14, 1993, sir. What date is this? 2013. Wow. Think about that. All my senior leaders in here, how often have you attended another member's retirement and it was the day they started, it's the day they actually got it done? That deserves a round of applause. Thank you, folks.
You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated as the flag holding team from the 51st Combat Communications Squadron, led by Senior Airman Jonathan Robson, presents a time-honored flag holding ceremony.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed days, dark sacred nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow are so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're also saying, I love you. watch them grow, they'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow are so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're also saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow, they'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my utmost pleasure and honor to introduce Technical Sergeant Dennis Jones, United States Air Force, retired.
I already told y'all I'm gonna cry. Wow. It's finally here. I've been looking for this. Yes, I've been counting days, over 7,300 days. I've served in the military. It's finally here. Before I begin my speech, I want to do a few thank yous and shout outs and some gifts. So can I have my wife, Tiffany, Jayla, my daughter Jayla, Eric, my son, my dad, my mom, and Mr. Kennedy. So Kennedy, come up forward. Everybody come up. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna do one at a time. But I'll go ahead and get everybody. We all be one happy family, right? Get everybody up here. Do this in order. Tiffany, you have been a very integral part of my career, not just on the military side, but personally. I kind of grew up with you, so I've known you most of my life. You've been a solid foundation in my life, and like I said, there is no Sergeant Jones without you. And definitely been in with some little bad times. I've definitely in my career. This is just a little small token of appreciation that I want to give you so that I know I care. Mother. Person gave birth to me. As far as the parent side, you were the kind of passionate side sometimes. And I know where I get it from now as far as the vocal elaborating certain points to people. I know I get it from you. But without you, there's no me. You were gave birth to me. And I could never be more grateful to a parent. I can be so lucky to have a parent. This is a small token of appreciation that I want to give to you to show how much I love you. Appreciate everything you've done over the year of support. Thank you. Dennis Jones Senior. Dad. Pops. Old man. Even on my knee here. We're not going to talk about that later.
Son's gonna tell about it.
I'm going to tell about it. Captain Zealand. For many of you who don't know, my family, I get to meet my family today. This is the first time my dad has actually been able to come to a place I've been stationed. My 20-year career. He's followed me on the phone, letters, and all that stuff, but he's never actually physically been able to come to where I stay until today. So this present I got for him in mind is showing the appreciation as being a good father. You were the tough love. I mean, I didn't appreciate it a lot of times. I would say the word hate came out of my mouth. But as a good parent, you got to instill the value I'm trying to still let my kids know about is that being a good parent, they're always trying to be a kid's friend. You know, and throughout the years, you've been there. You know, even with we got now being together, you got still a good support system for me. And since you were not able to travel the world with me, I just get you a little gift to show you where I've been in the world. So I wanted to show you this. A small globe. And it reads, I'm sorry. Since you could not join me in my travels around the world, I wanted to give you a small piece of it. Love you, Jim. It's like, there we go. My baby girl. Daughter. You dealt with dad for a lot of hard times in the military. You've always, at that point in my life, when you've been one for me to settle down, retire. And you've always considered you my first child. My only child. Get that. But you're my first. You always been my little princess. So against this present, I want to give you a little something to show how much I appreciate you being a daughter. Aaron Dante Jones. My little boy. Well, as you see the height of him as being an 8-year-old, he's not little. You are definitely a very child of mine. Just love you to death. Nothing I would do for you. And to show you my appreciation, something that passed on, I want to give you this coin. That's a regular coin, though. I want you to read it. You can see if you can read it. Put up for it. Read it loud. Being my son.
Being my son, love that.
Say about you. That's nice. No. There are kids here, so I can't say no. No, Sonny Kennedy, like he said earlier, like everyone said earlier, he's been a person that has been there. He's an example of what a sponsor should be. He's there waiting on me, took me where I need to go, took care of me the first day. But after about a week, I said, well, Sonny Jones, get a card, something. I'm helping you out. I got my own problem. but he's been a very good sponsor. First of all, good sponsor, a good friend overall. He's a good person. I mean, for anybody that will work with him, for him, anybody SEO in that's worked for him, said he will go to bat for anyone. And this is an example of what an SEO should be. Not mentally, but I was kidding. But no, he's an example of what an SEO should be. You take up for your truth. You stand there by your truth. You give your right arm if you need to. Do everything you can to take care of your people. And this is one individual that I can say from birth, from the time I got here to the day, that he's taking care of me. Just look at the ceremony. I mean, look what he's able to do in the time period. And I would never, ever forget that. And then that's how it is. If anything else I forget about you, this is one thing I would do. So, it's not what I really want to do, but I want to be a small token of appreciate something that I know you enjoy down the line. You know, to open up down. So, not anything bad or nothing illegal. Just make sure you legal far, far away. Make sure your wife and kid are But thank you, man. Thank you for everything. All right.
Oh, you got that kid forgot right here, right?
Deandra Nicole Jones, my sister. I will elaborate on my sister for a little bit. I always consider my sister, my mom would tell you to this day, I always consider my sister like my daughter. Because she was roughly maybe 2 years old when I was in the military. So I always considered her like a daughter. And actually I can say to take part credit of that because she actually stayed with me for a few years in England. I got some friends of mine in the crowd that can vouch for that. But she stayed with me for 2 years. You know what I mean? About half year when I was in the States side. So you're like a daughter to me, and it's a sister. So I got you once you yield a little gift to show you how much I love you. Being there throughout the years, hearing all that stuff I did with the military. Thank you. All right. One more. Okay. All right. Now I got big. All right. I'm going to talk for a little while. I want to have you guys to definitely get some cake and punch and probably enjoy your weekend. Which cancel I had it on Friday. Yeah, you ain't Sunday. A few people I wanted to thank. Captain Z. The word can express how I feel for everything you've done since I've been here. I heard about you before you came to our flight, and everything I heard was true. Yeah, he's exemplified what a leader should be. I mean, tough. He gives you a tough love when things are down, when things are, it's time to mellow out. He's there for you as well. But if you need that, also need that verbal spanking. Trust me, I know a few of those verbal spankings. But it's like the parenthood and being parents. It's tough love. Sometimes you have to give tough love to get through some trials in life. And Captain Z exemplified that for me. And hence getting a perfect mark, the first ever perfect mark in a combat comm unit. I mean, I've been in SWAT, I've been in work centers that got perfect, but never a whole SWAT. I mean, that says a lot about how hard as a unit we work. And I appreciate everything you guys have done. SEO in your shop. Like I said, I consider you guys a family. Yes, this little dysfunctional. Some of you guys are hairy. But still, you guys are like family. I mean, everything like my family. Now, But seriously, you guys are like family to me. I mean, I did not been one work center I've ever gone in that I felt there was some kind of impact or that I will miss the people that I work with. Because I have, like everyone was saying, I have that kind of personality that I have a tendency to get along with just about everyone. I can, or at least tolerate everyone I work with. That takes a while. Up down. Good job, Crawford, for you, up down, with your ridiculously nervously style. You're welcome.
So, sir.
Remember, all my exes live in Texas. Don't forget that. This was my one of my first troops when I got here. One of how many? 8. When I got here, Mills County, right? Hey, Sergeant, welcome to 51st. You got 8 troops. I'm like, what? Can I sign this one first? No, but Gil was one of the first troops I met when I first got here. He's a go-getter. He's exemplified what a lot of airmen should do. Hence the what's he doing? One award. He averaged like at least one award every quarter. He's a go-getter, and I hope you keep on with the Air Force where you are, and whether it be short term or long term, keep adding on to the Air Force. Keep helping the Air Force out. Thank you for everything you've done. Okay, I think I got my thank yous out. Thank you everyone else that came out today. Because you guys didn't have to come out. I asked you to come, you said, Son John. But I appreciate everyone that came out. I mean, each person that I ran into, touched, thought had some kind of impact in my career. Whether it be something as simple as being able to crack a short joke to someone, and that person is who I'm talking to. You too. I got a couple of those people in here. You're not the only one. Or something as simple as picking me up at the airport, or being able to give back to the airmen. It was all impact towards where I'm at today. Make sure I cover everything, so bear with me. You gotta be thankful. That's why I'm thinking everybody. You gotta be thankful for everything in life. Everything from time you're born, from time you pass. You have to be thankful for every little thing, good and bad, because there's a reason why things happen. There's a reason why things go the way they do. Took me a long time to grasp that. I'm not gonna lie to you, but everything does happen for a reason. There's a reason why it was my time to retire. Things happen for a reason. I'm definitely a firm believer in that. And in my career, I may have always not gotten what I wanted, but I've always gotten what I needed. Let me use PT for an example, since that's my favorite subject. And for those that knew how I worked out in England, I was probably one of the most hard-working people when I was in England. I mean, I would just, some of these 90 people, Aaron Law said here, he knows what I'm talking about. I mean, we're talking about I used to ride bikes 100 miles a week. I do a lot of things to keep myself, just to maintain standards. You know, and I would not get anything close to a 90 or 100. I mean, but I wanted it so badly. I did everything I could to eat right. It just wasn't in my cards to do that. So when one of my last tests I took, and my wife can probably testify to this one, I got 84 on the test. Instead of being happy about it, I was like, oh, 190. So, as somebody pointed out to me, on your EPR, how's that going to show? It's going to show pass, right? Yeah, it's true. So look at it as that. So sometimes you got to take in what's given to you versus what you want, because maybe it's not meant for me to get a 90 or 100 to be like Wellington up there. So we probably knock out about 70 push-ups a minute. Okay, 65. My bad. I'm trying to be nice. Let me give a little bit another thing to some other people that's up there back there trying to hide. Some of my old people from my stomping grounds at Pope Air Force Base, Sergeant Davis. We go a long way back to 2000, 2001. It's been a long road. Thank you guys for coming out, especially with Sergeant Davis flying all the way from California. My retirement, it means a lot. And also to Chief Andrew. He didn't have to come out here. I mean, I'm just a local tech sergeant. There's how many tech sergeants in the Air Force? But he took the time to come out and show appreciation for my retirement, and I will never forget that. Thank you. I'm gonna get to you here soon. Sorry, bear with me. We already talked about this embarrassing incident that Captain Z knows about. I'm not gonna get into too much detail, but when I went to school that day, it was a very embarrassing, one of my embarrassing incidents in my early childhood. But I had a teacher come up to me and give me one of my lessons that I still use today, and it is, you have to go through life's disappointments and failures sometimes in order to accomplish life's greatest accomplishment and achievements. Sometimes you gotta fall. This is a lesson for not just my peers, my subordinates, and leaders. You have to sometimes, you have to fall. You have to fall hard to get back up. Remember, you can get back up. That's one lesson I try to use, because I've had a lot of things come down. Things that happened that was not in my favor, but everything happens for a reason. Let's see. But just remember that. And also, there's many things I can replace in life with me retiring right now. I can get a new set of friends. I'm still I can't replace you guys. I can get a new set of friends, new job, a lot of new things. But one thing that cannot be replaced is my 20-year experience in the Air Force. You cannot replace experience. You cannot. I don't care what you do. I would not ever forget any of the good and bad experiences I've had. In the short period of time I've been here in the 5th Mountain, being in the 5th Mountain was definitely an interesting ride. It was everything I expected, and I will never forget that. But because of all the experiences in life, you know, when I'm in the road, I'm definitely in what they call that happy place now. I mean, for those that really know me, that know me for a long time, it takes a lot to make me happy. You know, I'm never satisfied. I'm always wanting to do more. Even so, I think it's short time, so kidding, he knows that's how I am. But I can honestly say today, when I walk out of here, I am definitely in a happy place. That's a lot. To my subordinates, to my people that I've officially and unofficially supervised, because in SEO, sometimes you pick up troops you don't want. You guys are the future of the Air Force, whether it be 6 years or 20 years, you guys are our future. Take care of the Air Force. SEON, SEOI, anyone else that's, you know what I mean, that work with me, you guys know how I am. I'm always talking to you. I always take time to take care of those people, because you just never know who you might prevent that next person from doing something stupid in life, like a DUI or suicide, which I've actually done before. You may talk that person out of doing something they regret. So make that time, once you become in my role or higher, take care of your people. Same thing with my peers, take care of your troops. Don't go by past supervisors. Don't say, well, my supervisor treat me like crap, so I'm gonna treat my troops like crap. Stupid. Take care of your people. They are the future of the Air Force. And I can honestly say I feel like the Air Force is going in a direction that I like. But it's my time to retire. It's my time to move on. It's my time to move on to other things in life. In closing, I got a couple of things. I've had many titles over my military career. I'm a brother, I'm a son, I'm an airman, sergeant, supervisor, NCOIC manager, mentor, coach, husband, father. I've had all those titles at some point, or pretty much right now. But there's one more title I can actually add today after I walk out here. Retiree. Last thought, and I'm gonna leave this with something my daughter has been trying to tell me to do for the last year or so, especially with those many hours that I came in working late, and my daughter's been trying to tell me, and I'm gonna have to demonstrate this. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. Said, Dad, when you ready to retire, you know what you need to do? I said, what is it, Jay? What do I need to do? You need to chill, relax, chill. knowing that I've done everything I can in my Air Force career to help, help you guys out, I want to just do that. I want to chill, relax, chillax.
This will conclude the ceremony. There is cake and punch outside for your enjoyment. Please join us in the Air Force song as the official party leaves. Off we go.
With the wild blue